Welcome back, Nick Lenz's Comic Corner, classics slash non-classics. This is episode number 227 and my 160th double shot. And both are Batman trades, okay? First up, Batman Volume 6 Graveyard Ship containing issues 0, 18 and 20, 28, 34, and then number 2 of Batman Volume 2. Now the first issue is simply just, well, kind of like a setup for Zero Year. That's simply what it is. It's just a setup for Zero Year. Now there is a story that comes up just that they put in here just for that, or is it Jameson the Fourth story? It's just I think it's a backup story from one of the issues. I'm not sure which one it was. It has this cover for it. I'm not sure what book this comes from, but it's just you have a it says 5 years ago thing. You have Jim and Barbara talking. And of course, you have this kid who apparently was writing email, was for hacking for some reason, and he basically emails. I show some artwork as well. Some of the artwork in here is done by several different artists. Okay, besides Capello doing the artwork for some of the issues, there's also guest artists like Andy Kubert, Alex Maleev, Andy Clark, Dustin Nugent, Wes Craig, Maddo Sigerlet, James, and of course James in the Fourth, doing some writing, and Margie Bennett. Yep. And of course, it's just basically, well, kind of an origin story, maybe of one character in a way. I'm not sure. Maybe I don't think it's Tim Drake. No, there's some fighting. Maybe Dick Grayson. Of course, Dick Grayson wearing an early Nightwing costume, but it's an okay story. You have 18 being the R for Redemption, basically, where Batman's doing the same thing he did after Jason Todd was killed, basically beating criminals, beating some criminals, basically the same way he beats up his supervillains, almost to almost killing them. And apparently Batman hadn't slept for 5 days, and Harper's kind of basically helps. Now Harper does guest star in this issue only, and she guest stars in issue 24. Yep, and it's a really good issue. You have 1920 being the two-party deal with Clayface. You also have another standalone issue. I think it's dealing with Pennyworth. I think it is. Yeah, the Clayface story is really good. I mean, it's the first. Oh, it's actually scratched it. The backup story is just Batman and Superman team up like right after the death of Damian. It's a nice little story. Here's a sample of that particular story's artwork. Yep. And of course, and number 2 is simply just Batman testing out the Arkham Asylum security system. And the issue is written by, not only written by Scott Snyder, but it's also co-written by Margie Bennett. Yep. And it's got several different artists on here. You also have sort of the, in this issue, I should also mention, it's the first appearance of Eric Borden, I think that's his name, because he pronounced it, yes, which is later revealed in Endgame to be the Joker all along. That's the thing about this annual, is that this issue gets introductions to a background supporting character, background recurring character who does pop up now and again for like next year or two, and it turns out it's with the Joker all along, which is weird. I mean, why would the Joker disguise himself as a worker at Arkham Asylum? You know, he lives there. Weird. His parents is by the Riddler, Mad Hatter, Two-Face, Clayface. It's a nice little annual to tell. 34 is one that takes place during Batman Eternal. Now this issue is done by this issue is co-written by Kerry Duggan. Now this is the first issue of the regular Batman series where Greg Capullo takes a break after doing the Zero Year issues, and this issue simply just gives him a break. That's simply the whole point of issue 34. Just an issue that takes place during Batman Eternal. Nice little story, and then of course the last one, which is co-written by Jameson the Fourth. This one is sort of a preview of Batman Eternal, which got people hyped up for the actual limited weekly series itself. Overall, all the issues in here are really good. it's odd that they would save these issues for this particular trade. Like, I get maybe 18 and 20 and 34 and number 2, but issue 0? Really? Couldn't they just have collected in the first book of Batman 0 year? But this is like the uncollected stuff prior to Endgame. Yeah, basically anything that wasn't collected before for Batman is collected in this particular trade. It's a nice little standalone book. The cover is from Detective Comics 27. I don't know why they used that particular cover. Maybe because around the time that these issues came out, the same year, because Batman was celebrating his 75th anniversary. But this is really good. 9 out of 10. Alright, next up is Batman Superman Second Chances. The first 2 issues, standalone issues. Issue 11 is a tie-in to Superman Dune. Issue 10 is simply just Superman and Ray Palmer, who later takes the name the Atom at the end of the issue, just goes to Batman's head, takes some microscopic city out of there. Some encounters with Shade. I'm not sure if this is ever follow-up on, as far as I could tell, no. And the next few issues is simply a follow-up to the first story arc of the series, featuring the return of let's see, this character right here, making her first appearance since issue 4. Yep, this is her return appearance. Now, the first part of this story, and Jay Lee only draws 1 issue, this entire book, 1 issue. He draws the cover. He does the covers for issues 11 through 15, but he only does the interior artwork, I think, just for issue 13. Just for issue 13. Now, the neat thing about about the first part, issue 12, is that it takes place. So basically, she takes. Let's see if I can think of her name. She is. Let's see. Kaio. Yeah, that's her name, Kaio. She takes him back to Earth 2. When on Earth 2? Basically, she takes Batman and Superman a prime Earth back to the events of issue 1 of Earth 2. That is simply what she does. You have parademons attacking, you have the Earth 2 Batman and Superman attacking them, taking them on, Lois Lane dying, and you see, apparently was supposed to be the Earth 2 version of Alfred Pennyworth. I don't think he showed up in issue 1 for Earth 2, but it's a nice little issue. You get a chance to see the final meeting of the Earth 2 Trinity in this wonderful page done by, let's see, who did this page? Let's see, this issue was done by, well, Jay Lee did the cover art. This one's done by Tim Roney and Ken Lashley. Yeah, that's who does the artwork for these issues. So, yeah. This issue, despite being kind of the first part of this little return of follow-up to the first story arc, it's kind of a standalone-ish issue, but the story doesn't end there. Basically, in the next 3 issues, it's simply just Batman and Superman lose their memories, and you have sort of Batman hanging out with Lois Lane and Superman hanging out with Catwoman. But one thing interesting, though, about this particular story arc, it's the first time that I can think of where Catwoman, Lois Lane, Jimmy Olsen, and Alfred appear in this series. It's just basically them, and of course these 2 gods just basically betting on who can get the memories back first. Eventually they do, and now some people, one person I can think of, I'm not going to name his name, he does not like Jay Lee's artwork at all. Luckily enough, he only draws 1 issue in this entire trade. He does do the cover art for pretty much the rest of the issues in this trade. Now, the first issue is written by Jeff Lemire, his only issue hero for the entire series. Now, most of the series of Batman Superman is done by Greg Pak. He does it up until issue 27. At that point, it's handled Tom Taylor, and now the series is being written by Pierre de Tomasi, which is still 1 more issue to come out. But these issues are actually pretty good, so I'm giving this a 9 out of 10. It's good. Alright, stay tuned for the next episode, which will be episode 228, and Doubleshot number 161. Until then, see you there. Bye.